Just give me one more second. I know. We were just training a little bit. Alright, you guys want to earn snacks? Hey! Oh, she chased you off. Oh, that's impressive, Soleil. Alright, girls. Want to earn a snack? Soleil. Tori, could you just get the framing good? I think I got it, but it's hard. I'm pretty much just going to be sitting here.
There. Where to go that way. Alright, so that covers, yeah, the edge there to like midway through the door.
Okay. Alright,
but
so
not his perch.
Touch my nose. Good bird. This is my nose. Touch. Good. You did it, but you were going for something else, I think. Ophelia, you want a snack? Alright, come here. Ophelia, come here. Come here. Oh, good bird, Ophelia. There you go. All right, Apollo, you want our snack? Well, you want the expensive snack. It's not gonna be that simple for you. All right, you want a snack? You gotta do 3 things, okay? 1, 2, 3 things. Come here. Come here. You want a snack? Come here. Good bird. All right, 2 more things. What color? Black. No. Purple. That's right, color purple. Why are you saying black for the first thing on color every time? All right, 1 more thing and you can have a pistachio. This is made of wood. This is made of rock, okay? Touch, made of wood. No. No, that's rock. That's made of rock. This is made of wood. It's gonna be the girl's turn and then you can have a redemption chance. Soleil, come here. Good bird. Ophelia, come here. Come here. Oh, good bird. All right, Apollo. Pistachio, just do 1 thing since you did 2 last time. Can you do big bird? Good job. That's a good big bird. All right, Soleil, hold on. All right, Soleil, what can we do that's a little more advanced? Oh, these are useful. All right, Soleil, this is color red. This is color yellow, okay? I'm gonna snack. Soleil, color yellow, color red. Touch color yellow. Touch yellow. Good bird. Let's see, any questions? Oh, I should get a little tray for the snacks. I do good night. We say good night and good morning to them all the time. Apollo hasn't really picked one up yet. He has good down pretty well. He can say it by itself. He can say it attached to bird. We haven't used the clicker in a long while, actually, even with the girls. We might go back to using it with the girls some more. But for the most part, they're pretty good about learning. Like when we praise them. I don't want to just do it randomly right now. All right, you guys ready? You've calmed down a little bit. Okay. Yeah, there, that's more. All right, Apollo. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do you. All right, you gotta do 3 things, Apollo. First, Apollo, come here. What is that? You want a pistachio? Come here. Is Soleil distracting you? All right, well, it'll be the girls' turn. I gotta break up some more pecans for them. There's the beef then. Soleil, let's go over here. All right. Yeah, you see me breaking them up for you guys? Oh, I wish you were in frame. All right, Soleil. This is color red. This is color yellow. Touch color red. Touch red. Good bird, Soleil. I don't think you're necessarily doing it, but... All right, Ophelia, you want a snack? All right, come here. Ophelia, come here. Ophelia, come here. Come here. Do you want a snack? Are you all done? Do you want to go sit with Tori? Step up. Step up. Step up. Good. What? Do you want to earn a snack? What's up? No. All right, Tori. I think Ophelia wants to sit with you, but Apollo and Soleil are good to train. You're a little chubby, Ophelia. The clicker does the same exact thing as dogs. It really is more for the trainer than anything. It just simplifies it, and they know exactly, like, you can click, and in that exact moment they get the dopamine hit and know that they've earned a snack. Oh, miniature poop before you smear it. All right, Apollo, I think it's your turn. Woo! I didn't tell you to do that, Soleil. All right, Apollo, you want to earn a pistachio? All right, you got to do two things. Come over here. All right. Touch color yellow. Touch color yellow. No, that's color red. All right. Soleil, you want to earn a snack? Okay. This is color red. This is color yellow. Touch color yellow. No, that's red. Touch, yes, good bird. This is color yellow. Touch yellow, good. Apollo, you want to earn a pistachio? You got to do two things. Touch color yellow. Good bird. All right, one more thing, Apollo. What's this called? That's right, Wario. Good boy. Apollo is 2.5. We got him at 8 months old. All right, might as well. Apollo's, like, physically he's fully grown. He'll probably gain another couple grams as he develops his muscles more, especially when we get him in a situation where he can fly in a big building or outside. And he's in puberty right now, so, like, he's definitely not fully mentally and emotionally and hormonally developed. But as far as, like, his actual physical size, he's full size. The girls are pretty much full size right now too. They're a little chubby actually, but because they're clipped so bad they can't fly or get that energy out. Do you want snacks? Or has your sister got you tilted? Ophelia, what do you want? Oh, do you want water, Ophelia? That's probably what she wants. Sip up. Yeah, you want some fresh water. Let me go fill it up. Well, yeah, let me go fill it up. I'll be right back. I forgot you guys, well, you two can't ask for water. Alright, Ophelia, you want to drink some water? Yeah, I'm sorry. That's what you wanted. That makes sense. Oh, Apollo, be nice. It's okay if you want water, Apollo, but don't just be a jerk. Apollo, step up. Do you want to earn a pistachio? You gotta do 3 things and you can have a pistachio, okay, Apollo? You have this pistachio, do 3 things. First, what color? Black. Black. Yes, color black. Good boy, Apollo. Alright, now, color purple, color yellow. Touch color purple. Good boy. Alright, one more thing, Apollo. Touch color red. No. This is color yellow. This is color purple. one more try. You gotta do one more thing to get this pistachio. This is made of rock. This is made of wood. See? Wood, made of rock. Made of wood, made of rock. Okay? Touch, made of wood. Yes, good job, Apollo. Good boy. There's your pistachio. Alright, are we still drinking, or is it fight over the water thing? Yeah, Tori named him after Fire Emblem characters. He's done the Snapchat noise since he was like, since us having him home for like 2 weeks. It was honestly probably the first noise he learned. There are some days we don't, but for the most part, yeah. We do training every day. The 2 people like model rival training is what really is what we get the more advanced concepts with. No, he hasn't really picked anything up that we wish he hadn't at this point. There's one noise he does that's just awful. We call it the bad noise. It's super loud, but I think it's like the hardwired alarm call. He definitely didn't learn it from anything he's heard. All right, whose turn is it? It's the girl's turn. Ophelia, do you wanna train now since you got your water? Snacks? You want a snack? That's what I thought. All right, Ophelia, you gotta do 2 things. All right, Ophelia, you want a snack? All right, can you spin around? Do you want a snack? All right, spin around. Can you spin around? Spin around. Yep, spin around. Spin. Good bird. Shake. Good shake. Good boy. Good girl. What is going on up there? Soleil, you want a snack? Do you want a snack or are you full? Oh, I think Soleil might be full. Soleil, you want a snack? Wait, do you want this? You can have it. Oh, now Apollo wants a piece of pistachio, or a piece of pecan. I would have had you earn that. Usually he refuses those. Right, color yellow, color red. Oh, you want to earn a snack, Soleil? Touch color red. Touch red. No, this is color yellow. Do you just want to play with it? Touch color yellow. Good girl. Snack. Oh, thank you very much for the super chat. Let's see if there's any. We're in St. Pete, Florida. It's both my job at this point and it's a project. It's both. Because really I view African greys like their inherent capability as being kind of unknown how far they can go. So I just figured I was in the perfect situation to push it past where it's been so far, since I have the luxury of Dr. Irene Pepperberg's life work and being in a setting that she could not use, which is like a home environment setting without all the constraints of laboratory and academia and scientific rigor. I don't think any degreed researchers would consider me a researcher, but maybe. We haven't counted very well on how many words he knows, but he knows dozens. And like, he'll learn a word and then it'll be gone for months at a time. So it's really hard to keep track. I mean, if I had been keeping good notes all along, I would know, but I haven't been. Let's get these poops up. Oh, all right, Apollo, it's your turn. You want to do one thing for a piece of pecan? Come here. Apollo, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Yeah, I have a snack. You want a snack? Come here. Snack. Come here. Alright, well, I'm just gonna go to one of the girls. Soleil. This is made of wood. Touch made of wood. Good girl. All right, Ophelia. This is made of wood. Touch made of wood. Good girl. No, Apollo, it's not for you. Do you want a snack? All right, no. You want a snack? Was it too small, or is Apollo, you know, gonna? No, all right. Ophelia is either full or not paying attention anymore, which is very often what she does. You want water? No, she's just either full or no longer wants to work, which is fine. Apollo, you want to earn a piece of pecan? You want to earn a snack? Tell me what color? Black. Black. That's right. Good boy. Where did I put those other rings? I guess we'll just do it this way. Alright, Soleil. This is made of rock. This is a rock. This is made of wood. Touch made of rock. Touch rock. No, touch rock, Soleil. Soleil, touch rock. Oh, good job, Apollo. I didn't ask you, but good job. Soleil, touch rock. Good girl. Trying to just get her deductive reasoning better. She's not focusing quite as well now because she's earned enough snacks, but. Yeah, Apollo does take a lot to get full, especially since like when he kind of knows he can keep earning pistachios, and like eating the cost is not really the big deal, but like early on in the training session, he'll like savor them a little bit, but once he has a few, like he'll try and eat most of it, but once he has a few, he'll just end up dropping like more and more of the pistachio. It's like really half the reward for him is opening the pistachios. He has such a good time opening nuts. It's like his favorite thing to do. It's funny because a lot of people have gotten comments like, you should give him unshelled pistachio, or you should give him shelled pistachios. Why you gotta make him work extra for it? And it's like he enjoys doing that. Like he'll choose a in-shell nut over a shelled nut any day. Ophelia, what? Do you want to go somewhere? Or do you want? What do you want? Step up. All right. What do you want? Hey, she wants to go sit on Tori. Oh, you two, what are you doing? Alright, Soleil. You want to earn a snack, Soleil? Soleil, you want to earn another snack? Alright, can you shake? Oh, good shake. Touch my nose. Touch my nose. Soleil, touch my nose, you get the snack. Touch my nose. That's not my nose. Apollo, touch my nose. Good boy. You want a snack? All right, Ophelia. All right, Soleil. You want a snack? Touch my nose. Good bird. I haven't really heard that alarm call from her. What does that mean?
I think that's like a please don't leave me alone.
You want to go back?
What time is it? It's a little early for them to want to go to sleep, especially with all the lights on.
What's got you in such a weird mood? It looks like she just wants to sit in the bathroom.
Oh, they do like to sit in the bathroom.
Ophelia is obsessed with her little bathroom window or mirror perch.
Which is almost
You're gonna get Soleil all upset, Ophelia.
Oh,
The baby. I get the baby. Your baby.
Alright.
Your baby.
Alright, Tori's gonna deal with her.
She baby. She baby.
Apollo can't say Shrek right now. He's stuck because he's been trying so hard for Croc. Like, we'll try it, but I 100% guarantee you he's gonna say Shrek.
She baby.
Apollo, you want a snack? What's this called? What's this called? No, that's really wrong. What's this called? No. Shrek. Shrek. He's almost like back to Shrek. No, that's really close, buddy. All right. You want to earn a piece of pecan? Touch my nose. Good bird. All right. Shake. Oh, good shake. There's a piece of pecan. Oh. Do you want the piece of pecan? Yeah. Soleil, come here. Soleil, come here. Good bird. That almost sounds like it's playing through a speaker. It's so weird.
Oh, it does.
Her Ophelia's like a distress call she keeps doing. Oh, now she's got Soleil tilted enough. She wants to go be with her sister. All right, Apollo. We can keep training. Unless you're all done. We might be able to get some talking in the bathroom in a second. Want to earn a snack? All right. Can you do the dance? Can you do it a little better? Do the dance. Good dance. There we go. Good boy. Apollo, the girls are clipped and they've never not been clipped. I don't even think they got to fledge because they came from a bird mill basically. But Apollo, I mean, when he's in certain moods or if you're doing something like he wants to be involved in or he doesn't like you can't keep him in one spot. But for the most part, like he's probably about to fly on the phone right now actually. But for the most part, when he's focused or relaxed, he won't move much. Water. Well, eventually we'll get him doing between Croc, Shrek, Rock, and all that. But he's got to master it. All right, why don't we get set up in the bathroom, guys? Let's get set up in the bathroom. Preening session. If we're lucky, step up. You want to go in the door? You want to go in the door? I'm gonna vacuum real quick, Apollo, because it's past doing right in here. Done. Alright, girls. You want to go in the bathroom or do you want to stay on Tori? You want to go in the bathroom? Well, let's see. Alright, there we go. This is their favorite spot right now. Yeah, baby grays are crazy expensive nowadays. They're like $5,000 to $6,000. Before COVID, they were like $3,000, $3,200 for a baby from a good breeder. That's why I felt like I just had to do it. Apollo was $1,700. Actually, he might have even been $1,600. I think I paid like a little over $17 after tax, and he was 8 months old. And he was flighted the first day I saw him, but the pet store clipped him the next day. Like someone got him as a fresh baby and then surrendered him to the pet store, and they just wanted to flip him real quick, I assume. Let's see if there's questions up in here. If you're looking to own a gray, definitely need HEPA filters. And I would say you definitely want bird experience, but with how long lifespans are on birds and how much of a hassle it is to become a foster, like, but if you're gonna commit to like getting a baby gray, frankly, like, you probably do want to go through the hassle of like becoming a foster so you can, you know, work with a couple birds, especially ones with behavioral issues and stuff. That's where you will learn a lot. And for like 6 months to a year at a time, or a little more, get experience and then filter the bird out to a forever home or something. And then you'll have a lot of experience in going into your first baby, because the first couple of years when you get the young grays, well, anything really, a child, a dog, birds, it's the same. It's those first couple of years are the most important part for learning. Oh, did Apollo ask, do you want water, Apollo? Apollo, do you want fresh water? I'll go get some in a second. It's like this, the bathroom is marginally warmer than the rest of the house, which could be a part of it. Sometimes it's a little more humid, which reminds me I need to get another humidifier. Ours finally broke. And then also the echo in here. I think he likes the echo and the acoustics. Is it lagging? On Wi-Fi, it should be okay. The girls are learning a lot of whistles and stuff. They can't talk yet. Their species is not known to be very good at talking at all to begin with, but they should definitely be able to learn at least a couple phonemes, which are the individual sounds in a language. But for English, there's 44 different sounds. And like there is nothing you can say in English that isn't made up of some combination of those 44 sounds. Did you want fresh water? Oh, I'm sorry, Apollo. You actually did want water. The girls kept you off of it, huh? You're drinking water. Oh, you're really thirsty. Are you all done, or do you want some more? It's too late for a shower, Apollo, I know. I'll give you one tomorrow. It's past time to give you a shower. Yeah, they definitely, I'm pretty sure they can do the vowels. Like, I know they can do, like, ooh. They can make a higher kind of pitch, like, ooh. So they can at least do that one. I'm pretty sure they can do the I, but they're really good at whistling. They're learning whistles faster than Apollo can. Really, like, they'll probably end up being better whistlers than him. The sisters are white-bellied caiques. Yeah, I'm very familiar with Alex and Dr. Pepperberg. Her work is the basis for what we're doing. We've had Apollo since he was 8 months old, and he's 2.5 now, so we've had him almost 2 years, so like 1 year, 10 months-ish. I hope Apollo won't outlive me. I mean, I hope we basically should have about the same lifespans from here. Yeah, I'm stuck on, I could probably try and switch to 5G instead of the Wi-Fi, but I don't have the option yet to get fiber optic internet, so we're stuck with like 10 to 20 upload at best. Like even if we get the $100 a month plan, it's like 20 upload. No, he doesn't chew it up there. He'll get banned from that spot for a little bit if he does. Hopefully he doesn't start. About the plaster. Alright, now we'll catch up with the recent chat. The first thing I made Apollo learn was like touch a stick and touch finger. Touch my finger, just simple stuff like that, and then putting some of his natural, like Big Bird was a stretch he would always do, so we put that on cue. As far as like the colors and words and stuff, like we worked on hello and water, just kind of presenting as many things as possible, and what he learns, he learns. Like we wouldn't make as much progress overall if we tried to like pick one thing at a time or pick certain things and be like, all right, you will learn this. It's more like just try and teach him a wide range of array of things, and whatever he picks up, he's gonna pick up. So we kind of go at his pace. We just try and keep it as fast as possible. I don't know, Bird Trick still doesn't follow us back on anything, so I don't know. Maybe they don't like us, or they haven't seen us, but I would imagine they've seen us. But we definitely learned a good bit from Bird Tricks. We followed them since before we had these guys. Apollo was $1,700, but that's like less than half the price he should have been as an 8-month-old gray. In the US nowadays, at least, like after coronavirus, their price basically doubled. Yeah, they get Apollo and the sisters get along very well at this point. I wouldn't say he has a favorite, but Soleil is much more outgoing and willing to interact with them most of the time, so they interact more. He's starting to kind of learn how to play with them, but they like rough and tumble play, and you know, we gotta be careful just because of the size differential. But Apollo seems really good about knowing his own strength and not hurting them or anything. At this point, no, I don't think I would get another gray, just because I don't really see the benefit of it. Now, admittedly, like, yes, Apollo would overall be more happy if we had a female gray and he ended up bonding with that female gray and could fulfill that portion of his life. But the problem is, like, they become mostly attached to each other. At least this is the common, what experience people have. And you won't really be able to interact with them nearly as much anymore, and they'll be less outgoing towards humans. But I wouldn't say that's an absolute thing, but it would be a gamble to do that, if that makes sense, because like I don't think anyone's really, or at least that's been documented that I can find, has been in a situation like this with having Apollo or a male gray or a female gray, bonding with them, getting them pretty well developed cognitively, and then adding the partner. I used to cuddle with Apollo a bit more when we first got him, but no, I have to avoid like him viewing me as his mate and becoming hormonal, so not so much. Like I'll give him little hugs like this. I'll give you a hug, Apollo. Here, Apollo, step up. Hug. Hug. Like I'll do that, but nothing crazy. When we had first gotten him, he was just ridiculously traumatized. I mean, it's not actually ridiculous, but he was insanely traumatized by his being clipped. For like the first couple of days, he wouldn't even move, and he would like pretty much 5 nights, 6 nights a week, he would have night terrors. Like when we would try to put him to bed, because they have their own room, he would just freak out, jump, fly around. Like basically, he would, if I just left him in there, he would break a wing or kill himself potentially by breaking his neck. So what I would have to do is take him out of there, bring him into our room, put him like under the blanket, and just, he'd fall asleep, and if you let him sleep for like 10 to 15 minutes, it would like reset him, and I could then take him out and put him into his room, and he'd be good. He's had a couple of night terrors since after he got over the first wave of them, which lasted like 3 or 4 months. Like he's had a handful in the rest of the time since then, and dealing with it has been the same. He actually he's probably broken 2 flight feathers in those instances. It's weird. One night I know what triggered it, like a cricket or a roach like scurried across the paper, and that startled him. Because like if birds get startled at night, their genetic coding basically dictates like I must fly for a while, and then I'll be okay. But that's not an option in a house, or especially in the cage. But I got him, and then I put him under the blanket, and especially if I let him like know my leg is there or something, he'll fall back asleep, and then I can put him back in his cage. Yeah, I'm definitely his favorite person. He really likes Tori, and we have a friend Cole who's like a big guy. Apollo really likes like large men, and people that are just high energy in general, he really likes. Well, the difference between like the Cosmo bird and Apollo, a big part of it is probably just age in that sense. Like, who knows how well Apollo will talk and what like extended phrases and chains of words he'll do when he's like 5-10 years old. Because Apollo's only 2.5. It's like his vocabulary is very limited right now compared to what it will be even like 6 months from now, let alone a few years. We just taught him stuff is made of glass. And then we broke it down for him like ass, ass. Get some girls. Look, there are 4 of them. No, birds are extremely, like, they have, they're kind of like, since they're closer to reptiles, they have that, like, third eye, like, light sensor organ, and, like, once it's dark, like, they are asleep. Unless they get panicked by something, which is not, that's never happened when they've been, unless I'm, like, accidentally, like, go in the room with a flashlight and shine it a little too close to the floor, like, if they're asleep for like 20 minutes, like they're pretty out. Like it takes a lot to wake them up and freak them out. Like they're totally silent at night. Their body just like floods with melatonin the moment the lights go out. Yeah, I mean, Apollo obviously is ahead of pretty much any other gray I've seen that's 2.5, but he's 2.5. So where Apollo definitely is a fraction of what he will be in the coming years. Because really we're gaining more and more time to be able to spend with him, since we're now able to both do this as our full-time job, and we have partnership with Eckerd College, and we have 6 students that come in pairs of 2 for 2 hours, 3 days a week, which is immensely helpful, and we can scale up from there. There's a lot more students now that want to do it, and every semester we'll have that basically. Yeah, we had a pair of caiques before we got Apollo. That's a story we'll eventually go into, and we'll make a video, but basically when I was, what was I, or I guess she has headphones in, but we were 19, I think. We'd been together for like a year and a half. We went to the pet store we eventually got Apollo at, and there was a male caique who was 6 years old there, and for like, I don't remember what it was. I think it was like $300 or $250. Some guy got rid of him because male caiques just have a lot of testosterone proportionally. He had gone into puberty, but we got that bird and, you know, did learn more lessons than I can, like, it was basically a crash course in what not to do, what to do, how to deal with a hormonal bird. And we did a lot of things wrong, like learned all kinds of stuff. And then after having him for like 2 years, we got a female caique from a breeder in just above Miami, I think like Fort Lauderdale, is a baby. And we had her for about a year, but then we had a fume incident like 3 or 4 months before we got Apollo, and they both died. And then 4 months later, we were going to the pet store and Apollo was there. And then the girls, we had Alphonse for a year too. We got him from the pet store. That's a whole story we'll put out eventually as well. We just haven't gotten around to it. But he was a 6-year-old Cuban Amazon parrot, which is super rare, but it's an Amazon. They're very high testosterone relative to other parrots as well. But someone surrendered him. He was 6 years old, or at least they said, and that seemed about right. And he was sweet at first, but then he bonded to Apollo and would be super aggressive to me and Tori, or anyone really, when anyone would interact with Apollo, and he like just wanted to sit right next to Apollo, but he wouldn't let Apollo like preen him, and he wouldn't kind of preen Apollo. We did everything we could, like we tried everything short of clipping his wings. We tried everything we could to make it like work, but he would just be super stressed when Apollo was out of the room. And like I said, we couldn't work. Like he would be fine if you were like not physically working with Apollo. Like if I was asking him what colors and stuff like that, or we were all just sitting there. But overall, it just couldn't work. But he would be a sweet bird. He just can't be in a house with another bird. And he really needs to go to someone that understands like not to, because like if you had like say a couple get him, and then he ended up viewing one of them as his mate, he would probably be super aggressive to the other person. So like someone that's familiar with not making the mistake of engaging in the hormonal triggers needs to own him. But so we turned him into Florida Parrot Rescue. If we could go back though, there's this lady on this Cuban lady on TikTok who had been commenting on the videos for a while about him, and she had owned a Cuban Amazon before. And she I'm pretty sure she lives alone. Like I should have just reached out to her and been like, hey, do you want to take Alphonse? But because she got denied by the rescue because she doesn't work from home, which I think is kind of an insane standard. Like making sure it's a home with no other pets, that's a fair standard. But like saying the person needs to work from home or they can't adopt them, I think that's definitely not right. But anyways. He's happy with his current foster parents, that's for sure. Gray parrot, like pretty much all parrots, ideally sleep 10 to 11, 12 hours. Pretty much as soon as the sun goes down, sleep and wake up at dawn. That's their ideal schedule. Apollo we pretty much hit that. Like obviously he's staying up a little bit right now. 15 to 20 minutes from now is when we typically put him to bed. A lot of the damage on our doors was already there, actually. Like the little spot on the door up here, well, it's kind of covered by his foot right now, but right here, yeah, that was him. But like the stuff on the side there, that was already there. The pantry door over here, which a couple videos have been filmed at, like that damage up there, I think that was him. Some of the other damage to that door was already there. He actually hasn't been all that destructive to the house in total, which is pretty abnormal. No, Apollo's never attacked a stranger. He's actually like, he has to get to know someone multiple times before he'll even be willing to really bite them. He'll do like a give me attention bite, like nip, but like an actual bite, like even me and Tori have not gotten that many bites in total. Tori got a couple, has had well more than me for a few reasons. One, because I kind of was Apollo's person, but also I think Apollo, like, he was very biased against women when we had gotten him, because bird owners, I'm pretty sure, are skew female, so, like, I'm assuming whoever his first owner was that had him for, like, 2 or 3 months and then surrendered him was a female, and then, like, he got, this isn't her fault, but he got close with a female pet store employee while he was there, and then, you know, as far as he knows, she abandoned him. And then Tori, he started out good with Tori, but Tori accidentally like closed the little door when she was putting him up one night a little too quick and like caught his toe a little bit. It didn't like do any damage or even close, but it scared him and hurt a little bit. And he was like, he did not forgive her for that for months. And then she got scared because he would be more likely to bite, and it took a while for them to get closer. Really, me being gone for like an entire 3-day weekend one time, which is the longest I've ever been gone, actually, from his life. Like, they got a lot closer that weekend. Like, they made more progress in that 3 days than in the 7 months before that. Save the project?
It says on that, so that's fine.
Export it just to be safe and then restart the computer. I have to figure out why it's doing that. Cork. Are you gonna practice talking, Apollo? He probably would have been practicing if I wasn't talking.
Cork.
But I figure answering chat is probably the way to go right now. Touching the wall. Well, just restart the, oh, it is gone?
Yeah.
How much is gone?
Probably about an hour's worth.
Yeah, I guess you need to start every like 30 minutes trying to save it.
Well, I mean, it's just, I don't know. It started with the file folder.
Yeah, I have to have Dylan come over and look at it. I'm not familiar enough with computers to know what's wrong with that. Unless it's just a defective SSD, which really shouldn't be possible, but who knows? Maybe Newegg screwed me. We're in St. Petersburg, Florida, not Russia.
Alright, well the start button's not, the Windows isn't working for putting it to restart, so I'm just gonna hit the button. It's busted, buddy.
Yeah, we would love to train him to free fly. If we lived in a more rural area, we already would have been working on it, but it's a lot more of a risk because we live right next to like 34th Street, which is the biggest road in Pinellas County. And then also just like, it'd be a big hassle if he went up in a tree and stopped and he wasn't like, he was in a neighbor's yard or something.
Alright, I'm gonna play some quiet Splatoon.
Oh, the college is, Eckerd College has it's only like 2 years old, animal studies major and program. And the professor that is the founding professor and runs that, DM'd us on Instagram. And from there, it basically, like, the students that are getting the animal studies major have to do a certain number of hours a week working for something that qualifies. Typically their options are like rescues and rehabilitation centers and stuff around here. But the professor has them coming here, basically working for us as part of the requirements for their major qualifications or whatever. I went to a little bit of community college, but I don't even have I'm not even halfway to my AA degree. Like, I'll probably never get a degree. But have a partnership with the college in that sense. Where do you find what kind of bird? The one you're looking at right now, or the Cuban Amazon I was talking about? Apollo is from the Congo, for the most part, Congo African greys, which is the predominant species. Lives all through the Congo jungle. The girls over here live in the Amazon rainforest. And then Alphonse was a Cuban Amazon, which the biggest population of them lives in Cuba, but then also some of the other Caribbean islands. He has literally said croc like 3 or 4 times. He managed to get it out, but I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. It's almost like one day it'll click and he'll have it if it ends up like some other words. But he's definitely trying hard for it because he's had a lot of trouble saying red, and Shrek is completely gone right now. He was even having trouble with cork for a little bit. Basically, the words that he's using to build the new word will heavily suffer while he's learning the new word. That's happened multiple times now. Yeah, cork. He also knows cord. Oh no, there's 6 caiques. Yeah, see, there's 6 of them. No, there's only 2. That's just 2 mirrors next to each other. Tori's playing Splatoon now.
Not doing well.
Oh, we're born and raised Florida. I was actually born and raised in St. Pete. Tori was born and raised in Seminole, which is in Pinellas County as well. It's basically a 20-minute drive from where we live right now. We surrendered out. We had Alphonse for pretty much exactly a year, and we surrendered him to Florida Parrot Rescue. I'm pretty sure he's still with the foster last time I checked, like a couple weeks ago. Honestly, at this point, I hope the foster he turns into a failed foster, where they end up adopting him and keeping him. Because they had a really nice house, they were a cute couple. I think he was her first bird, but she had clearly done like as much research as you can do. But at the end of the day, hands-on experience is where you learn everything. But Apollo is, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, Alphonse. I was going to say, Alphonse actually was a really easy bird until he pair bonded to Apollo. But, he wasn't socialized very well at all. But he wasn't, he clearly wasn't ever abused. He wasn't socialized, but he wasn't abused. So he's, a rather hands-off bird, but he always wants to be, sitting kind of close to you, but at minimum, be able to see you. He definitely gets lonely. But he just wants to, sit there. He was learning to kind of accept scratches, because he wouldn't be aggressive when you would touch him, but if you messed with Apollo, he would get aggressive towards you. But he was kind of getting just to the point where he would accept some scratches from me at some points. It's just we couldn't make it work without severely hindering Apollo's development, and really Alphonse would be stressed a lot of the time because it's okay, we need to work with Apollo, so you gotta stay in your room, you gotta stay in your cage. And he would just be doing his alarm call. A lot of our older videos, you can hear him interrupting Apollo's talking all the time, but he would just do that every 30 seconds or every 15 seconds Just non-stop whenever Apollo wasn't in his vision. If I wasn't constantly talking, I think Apollo actually would be practicing. Alright, who's spamming? Creatures. I don't even see it. He's with a foster family, last time I checked. Florida Parrot Rescue is the organization. Yeah, Apollo can say my name. I don't see... Oh, there they are. Here, let me mute them. No, Apollo is not familiar with any football teams. Now, a lot of the time it looks like he's eating the wall. He's actually just like putting his beak against it and clicking his beak. He doesn't view either of us as his mate, but he's like very bonded to us, yes. Especially to me. Yeah, it's pretty much bedtime. But they're preening, so I'll let them preen for a little bit more. I think because the bathroom has good acoustics and it's always like 1 to 2 degrees warmer, maybe even a little more than that, than the rest of the house. Sometimes it's a bit more humid too. Oh, someone got a feather out. The girls are both going into molting, so hopefully they'll get most of their, or at least a couple of flight feathers. They've dropped 2 so far of their clipped ones. Damn, she lost an owl. Did Rush crash when you were using it, or did it crash when you were doing something else?
It crashed when I was doing something else. I was trying to open a file and it crashed the file folder and Rush.
Hello?
Were you looking for the file, or were you looking for it
Hello?
through
Open the
Rush?
file.
'Cause honestly, Rush is
File folder and I Photoshop it.
Rush is definitely really glitchy. What are you guys doing? Does that mean you're ready for bed? No, Apollo doesn't really like to be in the shower in there. We got Apollo DNA sexed. But before that, like, grays are actually sexually dimorphic enough that you can kind of tell. Like, an experienced breeder can, like, almost, like, above 90% tell. But we got him DNA sexed. So Ophelia has, here Ophelia, let's show chat. Step up. So Ophelia, well, to start with, she has black skin around her eyes instead of the normal pink like Soleil has, which you can kind of see here. But which is the primary way you can tell like quickly, because a lot of the times you can't see the toes. But she also something happened when she was a little baby, and she has 2 injured toes. This one's entirely missing the nail bed, and this one, yeah, just another second, Ophelia. And this one is also like, see, it got deformed a bit, and the nail bed got like almost entirely lost, and it looks like spun around. So hopefully that grows out kind of nicely, but we'll see. It's like curving the wrong way. But the black skin around her eyes is the main way to tell. Oh, okay. Where do you want to go, Ophelia? You guys ready to go back? You want to go back?
Yeah, Rose is probably ready for bed.
Let's go back. Alright, Apollo, do you want to stay up for another 10 minutes or do you want to go back? The last time we weighed him, he was 470 grams, I think. 480 grams. We need to weigh him again. I don't think the toes hurt her. I definitely think she might develop arthritis and at some point. But no, her toes don't seem to hurt at all. Yeah, I wouldn't pick Apollo up like that, but even if he was more of a grabbable size, but the caiques are just, they're very different demeanor-wise than most every other parrot. They're very unique. Like, they love to wrestle and roughhouse like that, and they don't mind being picked up like that for the most part. Yeah, there's definitely moods where he just doesn't want to work, especially like if I have him do like touch two things, like there's sometimes he just won't even try. Or like honestly, sometimes it feels like he specifically picks the wrong answer every time. Yeah, he's definitely in puberty. For the most part, like, we just... For most of his poops go in either on his perch or off the computer chair, which hits right below the computer chair on the floor, or onto the towel. But for the most part, we just have toilet paper roll out in the living room, and we just pick it up as the day goes by. It's inconvenient, but, you know, Apollo kind of pays the bills at this point, so it's not a big deal. We just kind of pick it up as it goes. Like, I can't imagine owning birds with carpet, though. Like, oh my god. Unless you have, like, sequestered off rooms they're never in that have the carpet. But, like, we just have... In the bird room, we it's the terrazzo floor, but everything else in the house is the vinyl floor, so it's waterproof and everything. So you just pick it up when it's wet. And then if it dries, I hit it with a paint scraper and vacuum, and then we steam mop. I could see a caique liking to sleep on their back, but no, they sleep up on their perch. They actually have a very specific order, which is funny. We'll try and do a video of it at some point. But I forget who is who. I think Soleil is the one, like...
Soleil's gotta be on the left.
Yeah, Soleil, when you're looking at them, Soleil has to be on the left, and Ophelia has to be on the right. But, like, Soleil will get very upset if she is not on the left. Like, she'll basically shove Ophelia off the perch if she doesn't get to be on the left. Apollo's 2.5. Yeah, at some point I might do some of the molted feathers. And like as merchandise or giveaways or something, put them in do some epoxy stuff or something. We've got a good few at this point. Here's all the baby feathers. And then what I've got of the not baby feathers. I mean, where did I learn bird training? Just a lot of it just kind of learn as I go, intuitive kind of stuff, and then just watching a lot of videos on birds. A good bit of bird tricks videos for the more traditional, like, operant conditioning. And a lot of it just kind of, like, drawing conclusions from, like, how wild birds act. And kind of what, documentaries on how crows and stuff, and just... There's a lot of parallels with dog training. There's a lot of parallels with, like, human children, too. But a lot of it's kind of just like intuitively what seems right based on all the knowledge I've kind of accrued of watching YouTube documentaries and reading and stuff about birds and animals. So we got some of the old black tipped tail feathers here. Here's like one of his flight feathers. This was like the first one to come in after he clipped it, and like it didn't even, you can still see the blood sheath. It didn't even get all the way in, and he broke it off like an idiot. Yeah, actually, I can count how many. Here's 2 of them. These are 2 flight feathers he broke off as they were coming in. And this is from the baby jar, so 1, 2. I thought there were more than that, Apollo. You can see how deep the pet store clipped the birds. Apollo was clipped so bad. Oh yeah, there's another one. Broke the tip off. I guess you didn't break off quite as many as I thought you did, Apollo. Oh, you took a big poop. That's okay. Yeah, so he broke 3 as they came in pretty bad, and then like the very tip off one. Are you ready to go to bed, Apollo? Or oh no, you're just really interested in the feather jars. So that makes sense. All right, Apollo. You ready to say bye? See if I missed any questions. And then we'll say bye. Yeah, he was thinking about flying down. Oh, I never clipped Apollo. He came clipped. The pet store clipped him. And then those broken feathers I was just showing you right there are, he just, as they were coming back in, he was breaking them before he got enough to support the feathers support each other. They're really easy to break until they're multiple next to each other. Then they're like impossible to break. Clipping, it's a very nuanced thing. Like, it's bad, it's psychologically bad for the bird in any case. Like, that is just an objective fact. However, given how many parrots there are, how difficult they are to care for, and how many people want to care for them, and that there's a huge oversupply of parrots compared to people that will care for them, clipping them makes them immensely easier to care for. That's just also a fact. So if a parrot is not able, like if it's in a home where it's enjoys the social environment, it's happy, and those people can't manage it without clipping the bird, like it is, in most any case, better to clip that bird and have it stay in that family than it is to send the bird to a rescue and maybe or maybe not get adopted. If that makes sense. So like, yes, it's psychologically bad for the bird, but if it means that's the only way for the bird to stay in a situation where it's pretty happy, that's all you can do.
Work.
Yeah, we had him in the harness the one time, but then we had a very, very bad freak out the next morning when I got him in it, and I handled it not as well as I should have. I should have just kept him restrained, and even if it took 30 minutes, like worked it off of him, but I thought I could let him like fly around the house a little bit, calm down, and try again. And that he has been very anti-harness since then. But we haven't worked on it all that much since then. Same thing with the caiques. The pet store clipped the caiques. Yeah, they're clipped horribly short. they've never even been able to fledge. Apollo, at least, like whoever the first owner was, got him from the breeder. He got to fledge because the first day I saw him at the pet store, he had his flight feathers, and then the next day he was clipped. But the caiques came from a bird mill. Got to the pet store. We saw them, and then when they were about like 2 or 3 months old, and then someone bought them, an older couple, and they had them for like 3 months, 2 or 3 months, and then they decided, especially the husband, decided these are too loud. I'm turning them back in. I want to trade for a gray because a gray won't be loud, which is hilarious. I mean, morbidly, but it's fun. So then we saw them at that point, and they were clearly bonded at that point because they had both been bought, and we decided to get them. But they've just been clipped the whole time, and the pet store kept them clipped. Apollo wasn't clipped until he got surrendered to the pet store at 8 months old. It's like, while I wouldn't call either of or any of our birds rescues, like Apollo was surrendered to the pet store and we bought him from there. And the girls, you could kind of classify them as rescue because we figured they would get split up too, which would have just been horrible for them. And it almost certainly would have been Ophelia that would have had trouble getting a home. So we decided to get them. Oh, Apollo will stay up a lot later than he should. Clipping the bird is when you cut, like you can see Apollo's. Really what I should do is go grab, yeah, I'll just go. Oh no, I don't have a full feather. But anyways, you can see Apollo's like flight feathers. He has pretty much all of his flight feathers. He still has a couple busted on the, especially on the other wing. You can actually see one where it ends right there where he busted it. But anyways, you can cut these basically at any point once they're grown in. Like you see where they're actually black. Most people will usually cut them about to where the gray is or so, but then they can't fly. The pet store clipped him so bad he couldn't even glide down safely. Like if he fell from like up here onto the floor with how he was originally clipped, he would very likely break his sternum, which is the central bone that goes down there. You can kind of see the ridge. But a good clipping, like a proper clipping, allows them to glide down safely from anywhere and kind of be able to, like he would probably be able to get from there to there with a jump and flying. But it doesn't allow the bird to fly, and that makes it immensely easier to care for the bird for a number of reasons. And also, like one of the number one things is like ceiling fans, like kill so many birds. Like it prevents the bird from dying from a ceiling fan. Makes it really hard for them to get in water and drown. Makes it really easy to like have them out of the cage and like sit them on the perch, and they can't just fly wherever they want. They can't protest you not giving them attention by flying onto your head, flying up onto the fridge, etc., etc. Like it makes it just a lot easier to care for the bird. And caring for birds is no easy task at all. I mean, a lot of people just don't even know that. A lot of people don't even know about the fact that a fan can just like delete your bird easily. Here's a poop. Same, we just put it with the toilet paper real quick. We'll put it in the toilet, but usually I just put it in the bag that goes into the compost. Now you're okay up there, Apollo. Just don't chew, all right? I know, I'm just talking. I seem like a crazy person. I'm talking to the phone, Apollo. It makes even less sense because there's no voice on the phone. Step up. Hey, be nice. All right, Apollo. You want to go back? All right, you want to say bye?
Bye.
Bye. All right, we're going to put Apollo to sleep. Well, not quite asleep, but we're going to put him back. Then I'll finish answering some questions. All right, step down. Alright, Apollo. I won't try to put the blanket on by myself. So the girls over here. Yeah, they have to be in this order. They have to be touching, and Soleil has to be on that side. If she's not on that side, she gets very upset. Everyone says bye, Apollo.
Bye.
Right. I am gonna go out tonight, Apollo, but you'll be in bed by then, so I'm staying here, don't worry. Apollo is softer than the caiques, actually, because the powder down, the same thing. Let's see what this is looking like now, actually. I just cleaned it the other day when I posted that story. Come on, there we go. Oh, it looks pretty good, but you can already see it's got a couple bigger pieces. But the powder down that just produces a ridiculous amount of dust is insanely soft. He's not as soft as a cockatoo, but he's close. I mean, I don't have like a padlock on it or anything, but yeah, of course I latched the cage, otherwise he'd be able to open it. That's where Apollo likes to sleep. Bye. The amount of dander that the Apollo produces is insane. The girls produce almost none. Dory's playing Splatoon. Yeah, we'll go put the blanket on the girls. Apollo's is a pain to put on by just yourself, but yeah, we blanket them. It is 8:18 right now in Florida. All right, girls, we're gonna put the blanket on. Good night, girls. I'm not gonna attempt to put your blanket on, Apollo. Yeah, he says bye a lot in the proper context and on cue, just like this is kind of the cue for it. They wake up, they actually wake up probably a little, pretty much when the sun's up, but they'll like insist on coming out, and we usually get them out around like 9. The time is not nearly as like important as like, it really is just synced up with the sun. Like when the sun's up, the birds would like to get up, and when the sun's down, it's time for them to go to bed, even though if you have lights on, they'll, that obviously kind of changes things. Pretty much instantly, as soon as the lights go out, he's asleep. All right, well, everyone, now I think is a good time to get off. This is actually a much longer and better stream than I thought. I thought I was just going to do a short, like 20, 30-minute training stream. But bye, everyone. We'll definitely be going live more often. Thank you very much. If anyone that did the super chats is still here, thank you especially. But thank you, everyone. Good stream. Until next time.